So here we are in After Effects. Create a new composition with the standard settings: 1920 by 1080, frame rate 30, duration 5 seconds. I'll call this cinematic title. Click OK, and the first thing we do is select text tool and then type in the text you want. And for this text I'll be using the font called Montserrat or regular. Size is 150, and then we are gonna align this into the center. So go to align and then align it into the center. And now we are gonna open this settings here, go to animate, add tracking, and then set a keyframe to tracking amount at the beginning, and then make this, change this to 40, and then go to the end of the animation, so to 5th second in my case, and set this to 0, and select both of these keyframes, press F9 to easy ease, and then go to graph editor and adjust the curve like so. So we'd be having this type of look. Now we want to go to layer and then layer styles, and we want to choose gradient overlay. So we get gradient overlay option over here. Now go to gradient overlay, open the settings, and then go to colors, edit gradient, and then we get the settings here. So I'm gonna be moving this to 80%, to the location of 80%. So I'm gonna click here, so we create another one, another point, and then I'm gonna change this to white. We create another point here by clicking over here, and then we move this onto the left and then change the position of it to 30%. And now I'm gonna take this black and make this a little gray. And we are done with this one. Now close the settings for text, and then duplicate this, Ctrl D, and then go back to the layer styles, gradient overlay, colors, and then click on edit gradient, and then we move this one, second one, to 20%, and then change this first one to some gray color, and then we are gonna delete this black one, so click on delete, and then this last one we give it a gray color. Click OK, and then close this one as well. So why we have done this second one you will see now. So if you go to this first one, first text layer, and then press S, and I'll zoom in here. So like if we change the scale to 99, as you can see we get a 3D effect. So we select both of these two, press Ctrl Shift C, and then call this text, click OK, and then duplicate this, Ctrl D, and then press F4, so we can see this mode settings here. And then this one above, we change this, change the mode to screen. Now we select both of these layers, Ctrl Shift C, and then call this title, click OK, and then we are gonna import our background. So I imported the background, and the link for it will be in description. So drag this onto the layer below title layer, and then go to the beginning and set a keyframe, press S and set a keyframe on scale change this to 200, set a keyframe on scale and move by 10 frames, so shift page down, and then change this to 75. Now select both of these keyframes, press F9, and then do an adjustment into the curves like that. Now I'll press F4 and then add motion blur to the text, to the title. And now right click, go to new and create a new null object, and then go to the beginning of the animation and then press S. Before that we are gonna parent title to null object, so by clicking and dragging to null object we parent this together, and then we select null object, press S, set a keyframe on scale, and then go to the end of animation and then change this to 90%, so we get a zoom out effect. Now we are gonna right click here, click on new, and then add adjustment layer, create a new adjustment layer, and then go to effects and presets, type in Gaussian blur, double click on it to add to the adjustment layer, and then we are gonna check this one, repeat edge pixels, and change blurriness to 0.5, and then go back to effects and presets, type in unsharp mask, double click on it to add to the adjustment layer as well, and we are going to change the amount to 500, so we add another 0 to it, and then change radius to 0.5 as well. Now we are going to create film bars, so right click, go to new, and then click on solid, make sure it's black. I'll call this film bars, click OK. And then I'll turn on title action save so I can view clearly, and I'm gonna select rectangle tool and draw a rectangle like so here, and then go to this mask settings, and then I'll choose subtract here. So there we have our film bars, and then we are done with our animation. So that will be it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more upcoming tutorials.